Have you ever stopped to think about the power that's packed inside a word you probably use all the time? Well, today, we're going to put one of those words under a microscope, and we're going to uncover a pretty surprising secret about how we communicate our most important ideas.
I mean, really think about it. We use thousands of words, right? But some of them are doing way more heavy lifting than others. What if I told you that one of the most common words in education actually holds a key to understanding communication itself?
And here it is, our subject for today, teaching. Yeah, I know, it seems simple enough, but we're about to break it down and see what really makes it tick. And trust me, what we find is actually pretty fascinating.
Okay, so the first thing you have to get is that this word leads a kind of double life. It's working for us in two totally distinct but related ways, as both a noun and a verb. And understanding this, well, it's absolutely crucial.
Here's a look at that double life right here. See, on one hand, as a noun, teaching is this big abstract concept, right? It could be a whole profession or philosophy, but on the other hand, as a verb, it's a real, concrete action. It's something that is happening right now.
So for example, when you say something like, teaching has seen many changes, you're not talking about one person in a classroom, you're talking about the entire field as a whole, this giant, complex system. That's its first job as a noun.
And it can also mean a whole body of knowledge. You know, when we use the plural form, teachings, we're talking about a set of ideas or principles. The teachings of Confucius, for example, aren't an action. They're a whole philosophical framework, a collection of wisdom.
Now let's switch gears to its other job. As a verb, it is all about action. Teaching is what we call the present participle. It's happening now. Someone is teaching. This is the word we use to describe that direct, active transfer of knowledge from one person to another. Okay, I know, a little grammar heavy there, but it was necessary, I promise, because hidden in the data about this simple word is this incredible clue that, honestly, it changes everything. It points to exactly why this word is so uniquely powerful.
And boom, there it is, right from the source material. Teaching is on the Basic English 850 list. Now, when I first read that, I had one immediate question, and I'm betting you're asking the same thing.
Exactly. What on earth is the Basic English 850 list, and why does it matter so much that our word, teaching, is on it?
Well, it turns out, being on this list means that teaching isn't just another useful word. Nope, it's been identified as absolutely essential for communication. It's part of a very, very exclusive club.
Just let this number sink in for a second. There are over 170,000 words in current use in the English language, and this list, it contains only 850 of them. That's not just small. That is an incredibly elite, unbelievably powerful group of words.
You see, the whole idea behind Basic English was to create a super simplified version of the language. It's a core vocabulary that is still powerful enough to express pretty much any complex idea you can think of. These aren't just random words. They are the fundamental building blocks of how we talk to each other.
So, this all leads back to the big question. Why teaching? Why did this word make the cut? Well, it's because of everything we just talked about. That whole double identity as a noun and a verb makes it incredibly efficient. In one simple word, you capture both the abstract idea of education and the concrete action of making it happen. It's the engine of learning, and that's why it's essential. So, what does this whole deep dive into a single word really tell us? It actually reveals a fundamental truth about how our language and our biggest ideas are completely intertwined.
And this right here is the key takeaway. Words like teaching or love, give, make. These are the words that made the list because they represent core human concepts. It turns out their simplicity is their strength. They're the foundation that all of our more complex thoughts are built on.
So I'll leave you with this to think about. Now that you know how to look for this hidden power, what's another simple, everyday word that you think has the weight to change the world? Thanks for joining me for this explainer.